Salvation is my best gift ever. You're the tree of life. I was lost, now I am found.
5 months ago, October 2021, I made a video of the things that have to happen before the return of Christ. Sure, we don't know when the Christ is returning, the time or the hour or the day, but based on the past, how Christ was born, how Abraham was born, the book of Daniel, the book of Revelation, when we put all this together, we can simulate around what time the Christ will come. Well, the video in description tells about all the things that have to come together before the Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, returns. One of these things I was talking about in that video is the fake Exodus. Fake Exodus will only be possible because there is true Exodus. That's the reason why the fake Exodus can be possible, only because there will be the true Exodus. How do we know, or what do we know about the true Exodus? The true Exodus will be made by God himself when he's gonna gather his people from the four corners of the earth. It's written, right? But how fake Exodus will be possible and will be done by whom? In that video, I talk a little bit how this fake Exodus is going to be done, because it's going to be man-made. It's going to be done by men, right? And it has to happen to a land or a country that already exists right now, where people will try to gather people from all nations of the earth and say, look, God has done the final Exodus, which is going to be a lie. It's going to be a lie, and make sure you don't gonna fall for it. It's going to happen soon. It's happening soon. Reason why I'm talking about it right now. How do I know that it's happening now and many people will fall for it? Because it's about time, deception, and there's a rush. Why the rush? Because it must happen before the true Exodus, final Exodus, or so-called second Exodus happens. You see, when God does something, the devil will try to copy and go ahead of time. The devil is always ahead of time, but God is always on time. So, what the devil is doing, you see the war in Ukraine and Russia, and you think it's just about the war, right? Ask yourself this question. Why the war is in Ukraine with Russia and Israel is concerned right now? And you hear the term Jews or Israel being involved in this conflict. Why? Because now I have learned that Israel is telling people who are in Ukraine, in Poland, in that region, to go back home. Then the media and some pastors and preachers, they're using the term Exodus, that the Jews are going to go back home. Remember, they used to say that all the people of God returned back home in 1948. So, what changed? Well, that's when and where the fake Exodus comes in. How? Because they are going to tell everyone, come back to the land, and therefore the scripture is fulfilled. No. It's going to be a lie, because we know the final Exodus is not going to be done by man, but instead it's going to be done by God himself. He says, I will gather my people from the four corners of the earth, and when you see it happening, it's going to make Egypt feel like nothing at all, because it's going to cause us forget how God took his people from Egypt when he divided or he parted the Red Sea. It's going to be bigger than when God parted the Red Sea. You can imagine something that's going to be much, much bigger than the Red Sea. It's going to be very, very amazing. I cannot wait to see happening. Now, we know in the end, based on the book of Jeremiah 16:19, what we read, people will sit and say, we only inherit lies. Our forefathers, our ancestors inherited lies. That's why we are in this trouble. That's why we are deceived. Make sure no man deceives you by any means so that you can be saved. The fake Exodus is real, is going to be played out, but God is going to reveal the lies by performing the true and final Exodus. Thank you very much for watching. May God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Salvation is my best gift ever. You're the tree of life. I was lost, now I am found.